Unhealed emotional wounds rarely announce themselves directly. They often hide inside reactions that seem too intense, relationships that repeatedly follow the same painful pattern, and emotions that appear long after the original experience has passed. A person can move forward in life while carrying old wounds that quietly influence how they trust, love, communicate, and see themselves. Sometimes the wound comes from betrayal, rejection, abandonment, humiliation, neglect, or years of being made to feel that their emotions did not matter. The event may be over, but the emotional meaning remains alive. You may become unusually sensitive to criticism, expecting rejection even when someone has given you no reason to fear it. You may push people away when they get too close, because intimacy reminds you of a time when trusting someone ended painfully. You may become overly independent, refusing help because depending on others once resulted in disappointment. Small disagreements can trigger enormous reactions, because they awaken memories your conscious mind believed were already forgotten. You may repeatedly choose emotionally unavailable people, not because you consciously want to suffer, but because familiar emotional patterns can feel strangely normal. Another sign is constant self-protection, always expecting betrayal, preparing for disappointment, or keeping one foot outside every relationship so you can escape before you are hurt. The greatest tragedy of unhealed emotional wounds is that the past can begin controlling the present without asking for permission. You react to today's people through yesterday's pain, punish new relationships for old betrayals, and interpret current situations through memories that no longer belong to the moment. Eventually, you may begin believing that this is simply who you are, when in reality, many of your reactions may be adaptations to experiences you never fully processed. Recognizing these signs is not about blaming yourself or pretending that healing is simple. Emotional wounds can be complex, and recovery often requires patience, self-compassion, supportive relationships, and sometimes professional help. Healing begins when you stop judging your reactions and start becoming curious about what they are trying to protect. You can acknowledge what happened without allowing it to define every relationship that comes afterward. You can build boundaries without building walls. You can remember the past without living inside it. The moment you understand that your current life does not have to repeat your previous pain, something begins to change. The wound may explain why you learned to protect yourself, but it does not have to determine how you love, trust, or live forever. Sometimes healing is simply the gradual realization that you are finally safe enough to stop surviving the past and start experiencing the present.